everybody, it's Darren from Decibel Guitars here. This setup may look familiar to some of you who have seen some of my previous videos. I'll post a link to the original one down here. You may remember a little while back I demonstrated a new neck construction method I was working on, which I've called the Decibel Carbon Truss neck construction system. And what it is a wooden multi-laminate neck with some carbon fiber integrated into the structure of the neck in sort of a dual L angle configuration that runs the full length of the neck. And in that original video I demonstrated the strength of it and showed that it was very stiff and very strong and capable of supporting a lot of weight. So I'm going to demonstrate it again. I've built a new neck blank, and I've been sort of teasing this on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter over the last week or so as it's been taking shape. But I wanted to demonstrate its strength and capability, and wanted to tell you a little bit more about it because I think it's a really great, interesting development and further progression in the whole carbon truss concept. So, without further delay, I'll demonstrate the strength of the neck. So I've got a couple of 4x4s here sitting on the floor of the shop. I'm going to lay the neck blank across there, and I'm going to apply 200 pounds of weight in the form of meat. So I'm going to place my weight right at the middle of the neck, and you'll see it flex a little bit. I can even bounce on it a little bit, but you'll hear there's no creaking, no cracking, no drama, nothing. So that was 200 pounds of weight right in the middle of the neck, so it's clearly passed the stress test. And so just to tell you a little bit more about the neck, it may or may not show up in the video, but you can check out the still pictures on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. There's a great curly flame texture to the wood. You can see there's the two black lines down the middle, and that's, in some of my necks it's just a black veneer laminate, but in this one it's carbon fiber. You can see the extra carbon fiber twill sticking out the end. There's 3 layers of carbon fiber. The entire neck blank is glued together with West System epoxy. They're 105 and 205 resin and hardener. Really phenomenal product, but it's 6 pieces of wood, so essentially 2 pairs in each section, or a pair of pieces in each section. And what makes this neck, I think, a little unique and a little different is that this is actually curly basswood. Yes, it's basswood. There's been a lot of misunderstanding and misconception about basswood and its strengths and weaknesses, and whether it's suitable for building necks out of. And it is, actually. Basswood is a hard wood, or it's technically a hardwood. It can be soft in certain situations. When you get really, really lightweight basswood, you can sort of dent it with your fingernail. But it is technically a hardwood. It's got really long, straight grain, really strong, useful wood. But it has actually been used for neck construction before. For those of you who are familiar with Parker guitars, you may remember that the original Parker Fly Deluxe models had a poplar body and a basswood neck. And of course it had the Parker glass and carbon fiber exoskeleton applied to the outer surface of the neck. And a lot of people thought that that was to give the neck strength. But I actually read an interview, a really great interview with Ken Parker a little while ago. And he was saying that the basswood itself was perfectly strong enough to act as a neck on its own. But where they ran into issues was that the basswood was so lively and so resonant as a neck that it actually caused a lot of wolf tones and dead spots across the neck, because the wood was vibrating at so many different frequencies, and it was to such a great degree that it was actually canceling out some of the vibrations of the strings or over-enhancing certain frequencies where they weren't really wanted. So it was causing a lot of problems, and he said what the carbon fiber exoskeleton actually contributed to the neck wasn't so much the stability, but it actually helped control the resonance a little bit. So instead of it being wildly out of control resonant, it was still lightweight and still resonating, but in a much more controlled and consistent and predictable manner. So that allowed the Parker guitars to have that incredible liveliness while while still being incredibly lightweight and being playable and having really excellent frequency response. So I wanted to apply similar principles, but instead of applying the carbon fiber to the outer layer of the neck, I wanted to actually build it into the structure. And of course, the basswood will be finished with a hard finish, like you would see on any other basswood body guitar, to protect the wood so it doesn't get dented. But I really wanted to try it for a neck and see how well it worked. And especially because I'm trying to build a prototype that is as lightweight as I can possibly make it. I have this will be a headless neck, headless 7-string neck. It's being mated up to a body that's actually a hollow poplar body with a very thin maple top on it. And the total weight of that body is just a little under 2 pounds. This neck leg weighs a little over 1 pound. So by the time this is carved and has a truss rod and we have the hardware in it, you know, it'll be, I'm kind of aiming for maybe 4 to 5 pounds total, but we'll see. I'll let you guys know. But this should be getting carved in the next little while. I've got a bunch of guitars on the go. This will be running sort of in the background as part of the other production that's going on at the same time. But I'll keep you guys posted. Please follow along on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and you'll be able to see this progressing into a full guitar. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.